The last brand new release I've got this week is Untamed. This is a limited series on Netflix. I want to say about 8 episodes, if I remember correctly. Like I said, I watched this about 3 weeks ago. This has a bunch of different directors because you know how it is with TV series. You have multiple directors. Once again, it's on Netflix. This could be a continuing series, I could see, but this is also something that's pretty self-contained. So if this is a one and done for this series, you're not going to feel like a cliffhanger. It's going to feel like you got a full story. So I say that up front because if people are looking for something to binge, but they don't want to feel like, oh, now I have to wait for another 2 years, or maybe it'll get canceled, blah, blah, blah. This isn't one of those. This does have feels like it has a full kind of overall story arc that is wrapped up, tied up at the end. Untamed stars Eric Bana as he's like the main character in this. You also have Sam Neill as a cop there, and Lily Santiago is kind of Eric Bana's, I guess, partner-ish. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing of this because obviously it's a series. The basic premise is pretty good and something I haven't quite seen before. Crime procedurals and crime mystery thrillers are a very big staple of cable TV, and this is no exception. But the one difference is with this one, you start in Yosemite. You start in a national park. So this could be a whole thing. You could have a whole series of national park-based, I don't know, crime thrillers. I could be down for that. Cool. Like almost like park ranger procedurals or something. Now Eric Bana isn't quite a park ranger. It's complicated and I got a little confused exactly what his role was, but he's essentially a detective. The hook on this is pretty good. Story starts with 2 people climbing up a rock face, and Yosemite, it's all rock faces. Free Solo is there on El Capitan. I think it's El Capitan they're on at the beginning of this, but either way, they're on one of the giant cliff faces in Yosemite. 2 people are climbing, and then all of a sudden, over the top of the cliff, a body comes tumbling down, almost tears these 2 off the cliff because it gets tangled up in their ropes. They both survive, but there's a dead person wrapped in their ropes hanging off the edge of the cliff. And of course, the rangers and the police and everything come out there and they're trying to figure out who this person is. The entire series is Eric Bana, along with this LA cop who's come out there to escape her police life in LA to be out here in Yosemite. She also helps him investigate this mystery of this woman who had been lost and has now been found and now been murdered. What happened that led to that point? So the series becomes solving that murder, solving what led to that murder, and also solving what happened. What was this woman's life? All the meanwhile, you discover the history of Eric Bana and why he's living sort of as a loner here in Yosemite, not really an active member of the police much anymore, because he has definitely had some history that has led him to be semi-hermitized out there. Even though a lot of the people around him have known him the whole time, he's lost his connection with himself and the world and his ex-wife and a whole bunch of other stuff. There's a bunch of subplots, of course. Overall, pretty darn entertaining. Crime procedural, character-driven sort of a study. Is it like top tier? I would say no, but is it a good, solid police show with some pretty good characters that you can really binge your way through on a Netflix? Yes, it's good as far as that solid one. And my wife and I are really good about when we watch these kind of series, we'll give them like an episode or half an episode, and sometimes we'll just bail on these kind of things. And this one we did not bail on. We stuck with it. So I don't know what that tells you, but for me, I thought it was a pretty solid one. And once again, Eric Bana, he's great. And I think he's having a bit of a quiet resurgence, a second career here, where he's just taking on these sort of stoic cop roles, but where he gets a chance to show his acting chops. Because I think there was a kind of a knock against him after he kind of came out with a bang early on. I think when he came into Hollywood and did Hulk and all that kind of stuff, he kind of got a knock as being not a great actor and not a leading man kind of guy. But I feel in the last 5 to 10 years, he's really found his niche as these sort of leading roles still, but in smaller productions where he can just settle into these roles. The Dry, he did a couple of things in The Dry, those 2 movies. And he's been in quite a few things lately where he's just done a really good job. And I think he's a solid actor. I really like him a lot. He's really good here too. And of course, Sam Neill, we don't have to say much about him. Sam Neill's a side character here, but it's definitely always good to see him and stuff. A lot of good characters in this show. So I would give the Untamed, as a series, I would probably go 3.5 stars. Once again, this is on Netflix, so it's easy. I think it drops by the time you get this review. It should be available. So dip your toe in and give it an episode. If you're looking for a new series to watch, you might find this is a pretty solid one to check out.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.